everyone, and welcome to the premiere edition of the GLI Sports Guys. Jamie Stewart and Andrew Rappaport reunited, and it feels so good. Rapp, how you been?
I wish we had like wrestler entrance music when you say like reunited and feels so good. Wish we could come out to like Real American or some kind of wrestling theme song. I wish we could come out to JETS for you, but we can't.
Funny, very funny. We're going to be talking about pro sports. We're going to be talking about college sports. We're going to talk about high school sports. We're going to talk about hot topics. So let's look at the rundown coming up. If this piques your interest, we're going to talk Zach and the Jets. We're going to have a special guest, Sable legend Jack Coan will join us. We've got some college news, high school news. Rapp, we begin though. Zach Wilson and the Jets coming off that horrible loss to the Raiders now must win against your Buffalo Bills, who suffered an even worse loss on Monday night. Jets, Bills, Sunday. What do you think?
It's must turn off TV. Oh, is that a bad game? Oh boy.
That was a Jet loss if I ever saw one.
Yeah. Somebody said to me, that's a Jets loss. And I said, it's a Jets loss, but it's also a Bills loss with all the heartbreaking way we've lost games in the past.
The Jets are done if they lose, so there you go.
Yeah, I think Zach has a lot to prove. Zach came around a little bit more last weekend than he had in the past, so I gave you maybe a glimpse of hope.
Yeah, he wasn't the reason the Jets lost for sure.
Right.
And he's won his last two games against your Bills.
Right. And if we would have done this show last week, we would have been saying, get that guy out of here. He doesn't belong on the field because he stinks.
Against the Giants. And against the Chargers too, right, correct.
So maybe he gives you a little bit of a glimpse that he can be the guy until Rodgers comes back. I don't know. The coach said he's sticking with him for at least another week, right? Salah made that announcement on Monday. So with the way the Bills defense is playing, I guarantee that he leads the Jets to at least 2 offensive touchdowns this week.
2 offensive touchdowns. The Jets haven't scored a touchdown in over 30 possessions. They're the most anemic offense in the league. The worst Jets offense I've seen probably since Adam Gase was here. Definitely since Adam Gase was here. Yeah, it's a huge game. We'll see what Robert Saleh has. Aaron Rodgers this week was on the Pat McAfee show and said he's angling potentially a mid-December, late December return if the Jets are still in it. He threw that out there. So we'll see. They got to get that win.
Well, you're going to have a win this weekend, I think, because I don't think the Bills are any good.
Well, we can talk about Zach Wilson all day, but maybe we should have an expert talk about Zach Wilson.
And now it's time for my favorite part of the show, because we're going to bring in the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen play during high school.
Jack, I mean, first off, obviously, there's such a polarization of Zach Wilson ever since he was the second pick in the draft. And you talk to Jets fans, and it's Zach is the problem. It's the O-line. It's the coordinator. It's all combined. It's year 3, though. What do you see from the ultra-talented Zach Wilson?
Yeah, I think, like you said, just a super talented guy. I think right now what I see from him is that he's kind of trying to be too perfect. I think he feels like if he throws an interception or does something wrong, it's going to be the end of the world. And I think he's trying to go through his reads too perfect, go from one guy to the next and the next and time up his footwork and everything like that. But I think if he just went out and just tried to read and react to things and just play football and let his instincts take over, I think it'd be a little bit better. And he's a super athletic guy, so I'd also see him just like to use his legs a little bit more and scramble around and make plays, because I think that's what really makes him special.
So what you saw from him last week, where he finally had a better game than he's had this season, are you more confident that he can figure things out?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough for me to say as like a former quarterback. Like, it's tough for me to judge these guys without truly sitting down and with a clicker and going through true NFL film and knowing the schemes and things like that. Like we all are. We're just watching the TV copy and seeing what they show us. But yeah, I mean, I think going forward, like I said, I think if he just trusts his instincts and like just goes out there and knows the play, but doesn't worry about his footwork, doesn't even really worry about the defensive coverages, just goes from one guy to the next and just reads and reacts to the defense, I think he'll do a lot better. And I think you see him getting better as the weeks go on.
And to your point, a lot of times you see Zach Wilson really thrive in like a 2-minute offense where he's not necessarily thinking so much and it just go, go, go. And he can just, maybe it's one read or use his athletic ability right away. And his mind is a little more free.
Yeah, absolutely. I know from my experiences as well, sometimes you get in the game and you prepare almost too much that it almost hurts you. You get out there and you're looking for all the specific coverages and tells that you study during the week, and you almost see too much, and it just almost makes you play a little bit worse. So it's almost like if you see a lot, you're really seeing a little, where you really want to see a little, and that means you're seeing a lot, helps you play better, helps you play faster. And I know even for me personally, in those when I played the 2-minute situations, you don't have time to get up there and study the defense and go through all these things. You just get up and go, and you get up and you just react to the defense. And I think that's what he's really good at.
All right. Before we let you go, you said one thing that was kind of interesting. You said former quarterback. Does that mean no more XFL for you?
No, that doesn't mean that.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
No, that's not. Yeah, I'm still playing.
Okay. I thought we had some breaking news here, but good.
No,
I want to see you back in the XFL.
Yeah.
I think Jack Coan should be in the NFL. Forget the XFL. He's a better quarterback than Tommy DeVito. We can say what we want, but Tommy DeVito is garbage. We've now seen him for 3 weeks? He got his first start the other day. Yeah, he threw a touchdown. Tommy DeVito does not belong in the NFL. Jack Coan, I'm not saying Jack is a starter. I'm not saying Jack can come in and lead a team right now. He needs a little bit more work in the NFL. But Jack Coan is better than Tommy DeVito.
You know what? I mean, I can't really poke holes in your theory there. I mean, we've watched Tommy DeVito for a few weeks. Nothing against him and his family. Great story. But Jack Coan, one of the greatest quarterbacks in Long Island history. Yeah, I take my chances with Jack Coan. I roll with Jack for sure. At least they attempt some passes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of greatest in Long Island history,
Jeremy Ruckert, Lindenhurst's own. He's having a decent year with the Jets. And looking at the Jets tight ends lately, they've had penalties. I'm talking about CJ Uzama. It's time for a bigger role for Long Island's Jeremy Ruckert. He's the best blocking tight end potentially on the team. He's deceptively good in the field. He had a great game against the Chiefs. Let's take down the Uzama playing time a little bit, Coach Sala, and let's uplift Jeremy Ruckert to a starting role.
Can we let these Long Island guys play, please? You drafted Jeremy Ruckert for a reason. He was captain, a few weeks ago on special teams. When he's been in there, he's produced, and it's nice that he's blocking. But Uzama is nothing special. Stupid penalties, drops. Get him out of there. Let's see what Ruckert's got. We know Long Island Ruck could play. Let the rest of the world see it, please.
100%. He was the best blocker for Ohio State. And then Robert Saleh said when they drafted him, you know what? He's a lot better than you think he is in the field. I think it's time to see Ruckert, and Uzama and his green hair can hit the bench. All right. So we should also make a quick transition to college football because there was big news this week out of Stony Brook, right, Rapp?
Yeah. Long time coach, Chuck Priore, 18 years at the helm of the team, gone. They didn't use the word
18 years. I mean, that's crazy.
Yes. And then they didn't use the word fired in their press release. They said he will not be back to lead the team. Listen, you go 0-10. I think that was their record. They had one canceled game, 0-10. Right. Yeah, I think the time has come. He won a few Coach of the Year awards. He had a great run, led him to postseason. He sent some guys to the NFL.
Right. He sent Will Tye to the NFL. He had 4 FCS playoff berths, I believe. Right. He was always a stand-up coach, always talked to us whenever he wanted. It's not easy trying to build a Stony Brook football program.
Right.
He lasted 18 years.
Didn't Miguel Masonette get a look during the preseason one year?
He got a bunch of looks. And he never caught on. I was actually at his house during the NFL draft.
Right. So he's had some pretty good players. He had a nice run. Like I said, nice guy. I'm going to miss the voice. But, yeah. But Chuck
Priore. No, but it's still a very good run by Chuck Priore. So congrats to him for 18 years. And lastly, we don't want to miss Long Island high school football because it is, November, which means it's championship season.
County finals this weekend, baby.
And we're reaching, historic proportions once again for the Garden City Trojans.
They are now 2 wins away from winning 42 games in a row. Think about how difficult that is to win 40 in a row. And I know people are going to say, well, they don't play great competition and, they're different than everyone else. You win 40 games in a row, you're doing something right. Listen, we just said Stony Brook couldn't even win one game this year. Garden City has won 40 games in a row. They haven't lost since before the pandemic.
So if they win those games, then they tie the longest streak, which is also by Garden City.
Garden City and William Floyd both have 42-game winning streaks. Their toughest game will be the Long Island Championship, which is Thanksgiving weekend. If they win that, they are going to build on that streak because they're not losing week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 next year. So 42 is within reach. Breaking the record next season, Garden City, here we go. And one other mention, as long as we're talking high school football, Floral Park going for a county championship this weekend. I believe it's their first since like the 1970s.
I was about to say, I don't remember ever doing anything in Floral Park.
They knocked off my team. I live in Wantagh. They knocked off Wantagh this weekend. So they got a big game ahead of them. They play Southside, but they can do it. So 1970s, that's a long time not to win a county title.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as long as it for the Jets to last win a Super Bowl.
That's true.
All right, we hope you all enjoyed the premiere edition of the GLI Sports Guys. You can find Greater Long Island, obviously, in GreaterLongIsland.com, Greater Long Island Facebook page, Instagram, socials. Hopefully this will be everywhere. You can comment, let everybody know, send any thoughts, comments your way. We're going to hope to keep this going, talking all local sports.
And one tease for next week's show.
All right.
The Islanders stink.
Whew, will Lambert still be the coach by the time we do our next show?
Oh, boy. They're terrible.
See you, everyone. Thanks for watching.